Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's another edition of the England Roger Sports Hour on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio. And it's probably nice where you are in sunny, Roger, but for me, it's still dark. I am
Ah,
wondering. And I'm surprised to see at 8 o'clock outside it's so dark still.
yeah, well, good morning, Ingle. It's not as dark as it is over there on the West Coast or in Calgary where you are, but in Toronto here it's bleak, it's rainy, it's a very
Wow.
dull day, and I haven't seen the sun as yet, so it's not dark, but we're certainly not seeing the sun either.
Yeah, it's not the greatest of days. It's actually I was disappointed when I got in to see snow on the ground. Not
I
ready
heard
for
that
that.
rumor. I heard that rumor that they're even
Yeah,
opening up the ski slopes early because they have
yeah,
snow so early. It's like, okay, you keep it
yeah.
over the West Coast, please, and don't bring it over to our side.
Yeah, as soon as we got to the west coast flying over, you can tell because there was snow on the ground
No,
everywhere. So
everywhere, everywhere. But now that you're there, you're probably gonna head up to Lake Louise and have some fun going down those slopes.
no, not at all. I'm just here for until tomorrow and work business, and I'll head back out tomorrow night. So no, I
Oh
wouldn't be
my, oh my. Do you
I
actually ski
wouldn't be.
though? I was only
No,
kidding. You don't. Okay.
skiing is not for me. Do you do that? Do you ski?
I go and I have a coffee and watch my daughter
Yeah,
ski.
that's the thing. Yeah, that's
It's it's fun to watch them do it, but I'm not joining them out there.
no. I tried skiing, I tried ice skating, and I realized it's not for me, so I leave it alone.
I will say that I put on the skis and I did come down. I did end up into some tires or whatever they use to stop people, but I did do it.
Hmm.
And I did put on the skis, the skates a few times, and I've been around a rink or two. Walking, I can't really move faster than that, but I didn't fall over. So I think I've accomplished that, and I don't need to prove anything else. I think that's my career, skiing and
Yeah,
skating, ice skating.
good, good. It's yeah, something to. I enjoy watching it though,
Oh
but
me, oh,
that's it.
absolutely, it's a
It's not.
beautiful thing to watch. I can say
Yeah,
that for sure.
I do. Roger, a lot of sports happening, and then you know what time always flies, and hour always goes
Oh
quickly, and we have
yes,
to finish a little early to have the other shows on. So you know, the World Cup cricket coming down to the business end now. A lot of
finally
teams,
getting there, but it's a lot
yeah,
of jostling. I see.
it's a lot of jostling. Still, teams are
Yeah,
still in the equation. Although,
yeah.
even you know, even England, who's in last spot, think they still have a slight hope. But
Oh my God, I thought they were dead.
that's what I thought too. But it all depends on equations and who wins today's matches and stuff. So
Okay,
we'll talk
interesting.
about that a bit later on.
Sure.
Track and field, not a lot happening on the track right. Well,
Uh,
Pan Am Games is going on, so that's
yeah.
what's happening, and you'll talk a bit about that, and you know, I'll think proud moment for St. Kitts, getting a bronze medal in the 200.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so bit of maybe a bit of a surprise to me, but proud moment.
Very proud moment. I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter who is at the games. It is the Pan Am Games,
it
and
is a Pan
you're a
Am
medalist
Games.
from the Pan Am Games, representing
Yeah,
your country. So,
it will go
uh,
down as that, right?
exactly, it's an honor to represent your country, and
Yeah.
an even bigger one to be on the medal podium at the big games like that.
Yes, for sure. And some off-field stuff happening. Some surprise athletes surprised at some results and
Yeah.
stuff. The
Shock.
American, U.S. The New York Marathon goes tomorrow, I think, this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
we're gonna talk about these and update you on the favorites, etc. And as usual, Formula One this weekend. As usual, Verstappen is on the pole.
Oh yeah.
And
Do we have to drive that car around that track? Why not
yeah,
just give him the victory?
just given the victory. And but a couple of interesting things happening though, because Lewis is trying to close in on his partner Sergio Perez to get
Perez,
the
yeah.
second spot. So
It would be interesting to see if he does that. That's to me that's the race I'm watching.
yeah, that's what I'm watching too,
Yeah.
because you know, Lewis will start in Brazil this weekend in the fifth position,
Hmm.
and Perez had a penalty, so he's gone down to ninth. So Lewis will start with advantage.
Lewis is going to beat
So
him then.
yeah, I think
Uh,
so because his
really.
car seems to be okay.
They're getting better. As I said last week, they were shocked to see that they got disqualified.
Hmm.
They said they did something that most other people do. So, and yeah, other people got disqualified too, so it wasn't him alone. But they didn't check everybody, and Lewis is saying if they checked everybody, more people would have gotten disqualified. So, but it's still a shock to see, at this stage, you come in a car, you perform so well, you know the rules, and you got disqualified. So, and I didn't see them pushing back on it. So I guess they have accepted that they did something that they probably should not have done. But it tells them that they're that close. I think it showed that they're very close because they were pretty close.
Yeah,
They were
they're
pretty
pretty
close in that
close.
race. So it
Pretty
shows that the
close.
car is getting closer to where it needs to be. So that must be motivating for them. And yeah, I think if they just make a few adjustments here or there, then yeah, Lewis is definitely going to beat Perez.
Yeah, it's must be motivating, especially knowing that you lost basically because of maybe some tactical errors and
Yeah,
not really
yeah.
the
One
car.
tactical error, and
Yeah,
well, they got disqualified for the
disqualified. Yeah, but
car thing. But the tactical error was the big one. They underestimated the tires, or they overestimated the tires.
right.
So,
So, I mean, yeah, testing just two people or three people is not enough. Test everybody if you're gonna test every car.
exactly, exactly. And the fact that
Yeah.
they didn't test the winner.
Yeah, you don't test the winner.
So
That
they
doesn't
test
make
the
sense.
second place, but you don't test the winner. That makes no sense to me at all. They're trying to say it's random, but if it's random, you have to test the winner, and then everything else is random, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
You
I don't believe it's random, but
Neither do I.
that's we got to go with what they say, right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, in the industry, everybody knows what's going on.
Yes.
So they can tell, oh, they did that change. Go check it out. So I figure that's what happened. Like somebody let it blow a whistle on that and say, check out those Mercedes boys and see what's going on there.
Yeah, I believe that's what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
and yeah, unfortunately, and also happening this weekend yeah, anything else on Formula One you want to talk about? Because there was some, I think there was also a protest by one of the Yuki Tsunoda. He said Hamilton p- was slow coming out, made him coming out, and he demands that Hamilton gets a penalty after yesterday's qualifying in Brazil. But on the other hand, he admitted that his car was slow
Slow.
and he would not have gotten any further
Exactly.
up. So I don't see
I had
why.
to laugh when I saw that. It's like, okay, you're
Yeah,
saying he was that, and but oh, by the way, my car was slow. Like,
yeah, he slowed me down, but my car was slow and it wasn't fast enough to get. So, but give him a penalty.
it's just ridiculous of the things they come up. It's like,
Yeah,
just shut up,
yeah,
please shut up.
exactly. Just be quiet. And yeah, anything else in Formula One happened? I think one of Mercedes top um persons left.
No, it's not left. I think he's talking about buying a soccer team.
Oh, he's talking about buying a soccer team. Why does
Yeah,
everybody want to buy soccer teams these days?
already makes a lot of money. Apparently, everybody wants to buy it. It's like, okay, LeBron James is in there.
Hmm.
Ryan Reynolds is in there. Everybody seems to be wanting to buy. Even Taylor Swift was supposed to buy a team. So it's the in thing to do this day. It's the
Wow. But
popular
on the
thing.
other hand, I think Rory McIlroy was talking about buying into Formula One
Yeah, he was talking
uh,
about that, which
and
I think is
also a
probably more
soccer team
lucrative.
too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
It's good to see the sportsmen, doing all these investments and just bringing more attention to these sports, right? Because yeah, if
hmm
McElroy buys into the soccer or he gets into Formula One, more people that play golf are going to start looking at these games as well to say, oh, let me see if McElroy's team is doing something. So
correct.
yeah, it's generating more interest in sports, so which is good.
Yeah, it will generate much more interest for sure, especially those stars that are owners instead
Yeah,
of some owner that you don't know who he is or she is.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
so tennis world, Roger, the WTA tennis finals, and a peculiar situation arose this now because the four semifinalists
Hmm.
has been announced, and Pegula plays Goff,
Yep.
and Swiatek plays Sabalenka. But
Sabalenka. Yeah.
yeah, Goff and Pegula plays in the semifinals shortly after they play each other in the singles semifinals,
Oh my.
and then they go back out shortly after and play in the doubles. I mean, wow, what schedule it?
Yeah, there's been a lot of complaints about that location.
Yes.
Yeah, Mexico. Apparently, the place got ready like 2 days before, or something like that. And
Yes.
as you said, scheduling problems, the quality they're saying, and they're not getting good bounces. And so, especially Sabalenka was complaining. So they're not very happy with the location itself. But yeah, they're on to the business end. And I guess some of them just can't wait for this thing to be finished, if you ask
Yeah,
me.
originally it was supposed to be in Saudi Arabia,
Yes,
but with
yeah,
all the issues about women, how they treat women and stuff.
they
The
moved it here
players, yeah, they moved it here, and yeah, didn't get ready until late. I watched a few of the games, and yeah, some of the balls bounced very awkwardly.
awkwardly.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I think Sabalenka said this is like disrespect. So you know how bad it was. They're not liking it that much there, which is
yes,
unfortunate because it's the WTA finals. It should be a big thing.
it should be a big thing, yeah. But the semifinals are big matchups because you have number
Yeah,
one and number two,
yeah, yeah.
Swiatek, and I think Swiatek can get regain the number one with a win.
Wins. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sabalenka
It's a
fought to
good
get
game. Those two, I think, have some very, very interesting battles over the last couple of years, and I tend to always think Swiatek is going to beat her, but Sabalenka has proven that she can beat her from time to time as well. So it's always a very interesting matchup, and you got to give Sabalenka credit because she's going always seems to be going up against the odds and finding a way to perform at the highest level. So I mean, I have she has earned my respect, I must say, but I think Swiatek is still a better player. But Sabalenka is a tough cookie, and would not be surprised if she found a way to win. But I think Swiatek is going to beat her.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. And what do you think is going through the minds of the two good friends playing each other in the semis?
Yeah. You know what? It's yeah. When you do sports, your best friends off the field, but when you go on the track or when you go into the game, it's war.
This war, yeah,
War. So, she's not a friend anymore.
yeah,
She's
you're
the
not
enemy
friends.
today. For the next couple hours, she's the enemy. So
And then,
I gotta beat her.
yeah, so they're probably just not even thinking of their doubles, just the singles.
Just to sing.
And
Yeah.
then we'll
Yeah.
deal with the doubles after,
Yeah,
right?
it's a mental thing that they have to work out because yeah, you gotta change gears as I call it. So you go in and you're at war, and then the next minute you're sinking together as close friends. So
Yeah, so true.
it's not so easy to do, I can tell you that. But individual success is always number one in most people's minds. So I know they're gonna get ready for that. Even if the doubles doesn't go as well, I'm sure the singles they're gonna be locked in.
Yeah, definitely there will be. And other
So,
tennis
so
that's
before you go, who do you
yeah.
like to take the golf Pegula?
I think Pagula is playing very well, but I give, but somehow I think Goff is going to dig deep and win it.
Me too. Me too. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm beginning to like her more and more, and she seems to be
yeah,
coming into her own. And I mean, I was a little surprised when she lost her coach, Reba, who's
yes, yeah. But
uh,
he said his personal reasons. He's looking
personal
at
and
different
family health.
things, family health. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
So
she says it's totally out of her hands. But I mean, she really wanted to stay with him and keep going. But the fact that she's playing so well with all of this happening around her, I'm like, you know what? She's becoming very strong mentally, and that's a good sign that she's gonna do something big. So I just believe that she's mentally hyped up for this, and I think she's gonna find a way to win at least the Pegula game.
because remember last year she didn't win a game.
You know.
Yeah, she was just out in yeah, and she was disappointed. So something to prove. She hasn't. She lost one game this year to
Yeah,
Tech, but
yeah,
something to prove.
she definitely does have something to prove.
Yeah. In the Paris Masters, Djokovic Rublev play later on, but the match going on now is Dimitrov and Sisterbas.
Yeah,
And Dimitrov won the first set 6-3. They're tied in the second 3-all. And I believe Sisterbas will come back and win.
yeah. You know what? Coming in, I was sort of feeling that way too, but Dimitrov seems to. I don't know. Seems to have a little rhythm here.
He's got some, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a lot closer than I thought it would have been. And Dimitrov may be able to pull it off, I must say.
He may be able to. We'll keep
Yeah,
an eye on that game as it
yeah.
goes along. But Djokovic got to the final by getting some revenge over Rune.
Brunei, I noticed.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
yeah.
He must be
So
smiling to himself after he won that game.
yeah, so he's going to be playing later on, and I'm sure he'll get over Rublev and get
Oh
to the
yeah,
finals.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think he's gonna win this whole thing. I don't think anybody in the semis threatens him at all. So I think it's gonna be another slam dunk for Djokovic here, in my opinion.
yeah, I think so too.
But I mean,
He,
coming in though, I think Sinner was there, and
he
I think he
withdrew,
finished.
right?
What's that? He withdrew. Yeah, he
Mm.
played a game, and I think it finished like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then he had another game like
The
right
same
after
day.
that. So he's like, I mean, this is ridiculous. You know,
Yeah, it's
you
ridiculous.
gotta give me some rest, please. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that it can be so hard on these times if you realize that this is the situation now. If the game was supposed to finish at 11 and it didn't finish until 4 in the morning, I mean, you can't have the guy playing 5 hours later. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
no, it
And
makes no sense.
yeah,
It makes
it's
no
unfair to
sense.
him. So I mean, he's pissed off, but I think he had no choice but to withdraw.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he had any choice at all. So
Yeah, it's unfair. It's
it,
just sad. 'Cause he seemed to have been in good nick.
yeah, he was playing good, and
Yeah,
he just had to just say, "Listen, this is not working out for me."
yeah, exactly, exactly. Another one, of course, in the Paris that we were all looking for, because I mean, Felix Auger-Aliassime team was doing
Hmm.
pretty well. He won. He defended the Swiss indoor title, and he was on a losing streak for the whole year, and now he was on a six-game unbeaten streak. But
Right.
then he didn't make it past round two in Paris. So kudos to him. He seems to be on his way back. So give him a little credit for that. But I'm happy to see when he's at least being competitive again.
Yeah, he's been competitive. As you said, he defended, and sometimes to play, it's tiring, and then you play, come up with somebody in your second round, like sister pass in your
Yeah,
second round.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be, it's not easy.
A little too much. A little
Yeah.
too much. So.
So
But I mean,
yeah,
yeah, it's good to see. I mean, I don't want to say he's back, but he seems to be on his way back.
he's on his way back. I totally agree with you
That's what I like.
with that. Couple other things, Roger. In sports, NFL. I don't know if you've been watching the NFL, keeping an
A
eye on
little.
that.
It
I
seems to be
watched.
all over the place, but yes.
I watched the Thursday night game. The
Pittsburgh and Tennessee.
Yeah, I was watched that game. It was. I always wonder with football though. Why is it that in the last couple of minutes you play? They're so defensive. You're stopping everything, but then in the last 2 minutes, it's so easy to get downfield.
You know what? I mean, when I just started watching, I was like, what happens here? But they
Yeah,
actually practice special plays for the last 2 minutes of the game. They
yeah,
actually do that. So what they do in the regular part is different from what they do. So I always say, why don't they do that the whole game?
yeah. I think that's what I was thinking too. Why couldn't you do this the whole
Full
game?
game, but they have a
Yeah,
2 minute drill that they spend a lot of time on. So maybe because they spend more time on that just to get that nailed down, maybe that's why they do better at that. But it doesn't make sense to me. It's that if you have all these plays, why are you saving it for the last 2 minutes?
yeah. Because I mean, Pittsburgh, I thought would have lost the game in the end,
Yeah,
but a good interception in the last couple
yeah,
seconds saved them. So
yeah. So
that,
it's a strange sport. I
it
must
is.
say that.
It
I
is,
must say that.
and every time I'm watching close games and come down to the 2 minute, I see that happening. But as you say, they practice a 2 minute drill
Yeah, they do.
and they get down quick. They learn to get out the bounds quickly.
Quickly, and they learn
And
how to move the play along right away, and
yeah,
there's a lot of things that they do, and when to spike, when not to spike. So there's a lot of things that they figure out over the last 2 minutes, but I think they should implement a lot of that in the game itself instead of waiting
I
for the
think
last two
so.
minutes.
From because for me, I sometimes I just check the scores and then watch the last quarter.
That's interesting
It's,
one. Something is happening, unless it's a
yeah.
blowout coming in.
Unless
Yeah,
it's a blowout, yeah. What the
yeah,
interesting games I watched the last quarter. So,
yeah.
but yeah, it's looking good. Buffalo's been playing well, and
Yeah, you know
five
what?
and three.
They were even better last year, I think. But I think
Yeah, they're right. Yeah,
I'm not sure exactly what is going on with them. I think I saw them lose. I think it was New England or whatever last weekend, and I'm like, what is going on with this team? Because they have pretty much everything. They don't seem to be as in sync as they were last year, but they're still good and they're going to be decent all the way through. So, but as I said, it's a little upset year for me if it comes to the football there, the American football, because like any week, anybody can lose or anybody can win in most cases.
yeah, it's so correct. Yeah, we have what all the teams leading in their conference are 6-2.
True.
So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
There's no dominant team anymore,
there's
just
no
winning
dominant.
everything in it. So
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see what happens down the stretch, because I think that's the part where we're at now. I think Chris Carter had said you know what, the first month of football is just an extended preseason because they're still figuring
Hmm.
out stuff. So some teams are just coming into their own. So what you're gonna see going forward for this month and next month is the real team that is well prepared and in sync with what they're doing. It takes them a little time to get that rhythm, and I think by now everyone should be in the rhythm. So we may see teams going to run starting this weekend.
And so you'll probably start to see some separation.
You definitely will start to see some separation. Now is the time for separation to start happening.
It, well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about before we go over to some cricket and some
Just a
track
quick
and
talk
field?
on
Hmm.
golf.
Oh yeah,
So Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy are bringing some modern technology to the
correct.
game
Yeah.
of golf, right? So they started their own little golf league, playing over
Hmm.
15 holes and all of that stuff. With you know, depends on the shot that you take. The tech infused green can change colors and change contours and all of that stuff. So they're trying to bring some fun. It's like they're making golf into a video game almost.
Yeah, they're gonna. I was watching this. I was reading about how it's the setup is, and they're gonna hit into a screen first,
Yep.
and then the close shots. Then they will have modified holes on
Holes,
inside. Yeah,
exactly.
so
Exactly.
it's interesting. And John Ram actually pulled out of it,
Yeah, I noticed he pulled out this
and
week. He said he
this
couldn't
week, yeah, he said
couldn't hold it,
it's good.
manage the
Yeah,
whole thing. But
couldn't commit to the timing and
yeah.
stuff, but
Well, they
people
said
were
14 of the
speculating.
current top 20 though
Yes, a
are
lot
in
of
there,
it.
so they still have a good group of people that are going to be there with big names, right? And it's a 15 weeks, so it's not a short thing,
No, it's
but
not.
it's 16. So I'm gonna have to take a look at it. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it sounds
something to
crazy
look
because
at.
this is it like is it golf? Is it a video game? What exactly is this? But
But
it's gonna be interesting to see what it is.
Serena Williams and her husband bought one of the teams.
Yes, I heard
Yeah,
that too.
yeah,
Again,
and
the other sports people
so
getting into it right now. So
yeah,
now
so
with that big name like Serena in it, people are gonna start looking at what's going on over here.
yeah, so yeah, it's I'm interested to see how that goes. It starts January, so
Yeah, yeah.
we're looking forward to see how
January
that
9th
goes.
it begins, so
Yeah,
I'd love to see how it goes. It's what, I'm not sure if this whole gamifying of sports or the traditional sports is a good thing, but I think it brings interest to it in some ways. I think it's a little over the top in my opinion. It's not. This is not really golf per
right.
se. So, but what is it exactly? I don't know. It's tech golf, I guess. It's a good way to put it.
It's
Technology
tech,
golf.
and yeah, and I'm interested to see what kind of crowds are going to go into the stadium.
That's what I'm looking for. Is
Yeah,
it going to catch on?
is it going
Because
to catch on?
honestly, if it goes well, and it potentially could go very well,
Hmm.
then it could catch on really big, and then you suddenly have another sport.
You know, the sport,
Technically,
yeah, play the guys would play indoors winter instead of going
but
to
there you
play
go.
in the yeah. So
There you go. Maybe I could. Maybe this one I could take on.
yeah, yeah, for
since I'm
sure.
not, since I'm no good on playing on the real
Outside,
golf,
you can play there.
I
But
could
yeah,
probably try this one
it's going to be interesting,
for
actually.
sure. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to see how that one goes. Yeah,
You,
and other than
mhm.
that, I think quickly on the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy, I mean, he came into the league number one draft because the next becoming of the king of basketball. And I was like, why is this guy so hyped? But
Mm-hmm.
Victor
Yeah,
Wembanyama,
yeah, yeah.
he scored 38 and won the game for San Antonio. And I don't know. I don't think it's a one-off thing, Ingle. I really don't think.
No, I
I think this
don't
guy is
think
for
so.
real.
He's for real. Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
I think they got it right. As Kevin Durant says, he's unbelievable talent. So he's getting creds already from big names like Kevin Durant. So
Mm-hmm.
I am actually going to try and see if I can watch this guy to see just how good he can be because, I mean, I thought he was just a skinny little guy, but I mean, he's a superstar in the making for sure.
Yeah, I think they're talking very highly of him. And every time I hear them mention his name, everyone is thinking, this is guy is for real. Yeah,
Yeah, they say he's going to take over from LeBron James as the next king.
like the next. Yeah,
So let's see. I mean, that's King James. I don't know. This is probably going to be King Victor, but I got to see. If he's. I mean, to score 38 in what
let's
his
go.
fourth or fifth game. I mean,
Hmm.
he's special.
Yeah, he definitely is. And You'll have to keep an eye, as you said, and see, have a look at him yourself and see
Yes,
if he's
yeah,
really.
yeah. I didn't see that game, but I watched a couple of the highlights, and yeah, the highlights will show him at his best. But I want to see him in a full game to see how he does for the entire game, because there's a huge score here, and a lot of people are, as you say in Jamaica, bigging him up. So
Yeah,
he did well.
yeah, for sure. We'll keep an eye on him for the rest of the season
Oh, definitely.
and see.
Or he'll make sure that we keep an eye on him because I
He'll
think he's
make
gonna light
sure.
up the media. The media love him already, so we're gonna be
Well,
fortunate.
LeBron is on his way out, so they're looking for
Yeah,
that next superstar.
they are. They are,
Yeah,
and a lot of names have been called, but this one is just a kid, so I think he's gonna get more highlights than the others.
yeah. Okay, Roger. You're listening to Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, and we're gonna now get into some World Cup cricket. We got about 35 minutes left, and we're gonna get into some World Cup cricket. And the worst result that I guess New Zealand could have hoped for just happened because they scored 401 for six against Pakistan, and Pakistan won by DL, 200 for one in 25.3 overs. I mean, this pitch must be,
I don't know. Is the pitch like 5 meters tall, so you just hit
uh,
six and fours
it's,
whenever you want? Like, what is
I
this? Who
mean,
scores 400?
yeah, 401. And Rachin Ravinder, he scored his third century. Kane Williamson came back and he got 95
Wow,
and 401. And I'm sure they were thinking they needed to win this one to secure a spot,
solidify their spot. Yeah,
but now they are now thinking they're in fourth position still, but on equal points with Pakistan, who's now in fifth, and Afghanistan. Who would have
Afghanistan.
thought Afghanistan with a
I
game
was
in
shocked when I'm looking at it. Afghanistan has a chance to go. First of all, the West Indies is not even there, but Afghanistan is going through.
Afghanistan?
What is going on in this cricket? Crazy.
Yeah. And the tough thing for Afghanistan with two games to go, though,
Yeah,
they have Australia and South Africa, two
yeah,
tough
yeah,
games,
yeah.
and Australia want to win as well. And
Yeah, they do.
Pakistan, they have England. Like, is that an easy game?
It depends on what happens today.
Yeah, it's
Because England
England.
said no matter what, they think they're better than Australia and they're going to beat them. So it's a revenge game for them. So let's see if they do well and win and probably go on a win streak. But if they lose, maybe Pakistan has a chance against them.
Maybe they do. But in that game, Australia scored 286, and England are going well. They're 77 for two. But the question with the England team, Roger, they persisted with Joe Root, but he's been basically a failure in this
I know. That's
World
always
Cup.
a tough one for me because I've always felt he's one of the top batsmen in the world for a little while.
Exactly.
How do you not put him in? Yeah, it's sort of hard to justify taking out somebody with his talent.
Hmm.
But if somebody else was on a roll, like there was a superstar or upcoming superstar or something, but I'm not sure who I don't know. They could probably take him out, but I'm not sure if it's going to put pressure on the person coming in because it's probably just an average person coming in. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what they're thinking. He's just going through a little bit of slump, and he'll
So
get out of it.
he will. He definitely
Yeah.
will. It doesn't matter. Is he going to get out of it today?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
what they're
question.
probably thinking.
Yeah.
But England going along well, 78 for two. Ben Stokes is on 23, and David Milan, he's on 37. So as
Mm.
you said, maybe they know how to beat Australia. Some
They
teams
think
just
so.
match up well.
They believe so. And I think Stokes, I mean, he's going to do surgery, I think. But yeah,
Yeah, he's in surgery after, yeah.
he's ready to win this game. I can say that.
Yeah. And yeah, there's just certain matchups in
Yeah.
sport that
Yeah.
you just feel very comfortable with. And I think this is one England is comfortable with.
Comfortable with. It's a big thing for them, too, to beat Australia. So
And Australia need to win this game
they,
because,
they do.
yeah, I don't think they want to play India.
Nobody wants
Mm.
to play India.
But I keep
Nobody.
thinking, and I said to a friend of mine again yesterday, I think I mentioned to you that India is going to lose at the wrong time.
Yeah, you were saying that. They're rolling now,
They're
but I
rolling.
mean, yeah, I don't know if they're gonna roll through the whole thing. So, if you're supposed to lose, now is the time to lose, not when
Maybe.
you move on to the next round.
Maybe they should lose tomorrow because they play South Africa
Maybe,
in
yeah,
that,
that's a good
that
time to lose.
big matchup tomorrow. And talking about South Africa, there's so much discussion. I mean, that should South Africa drop their captain Temba Bavuma? What do you think about something like that?
That's another one because he's a good batsman,
Yeah,
and when he's a little short in my opinion, but I mean he finds a way to make runs. Um, when you look at Joe Root and Bavuma, I think I'd more drop Bavuma than Root, but 'cause Bavuma has been very inconsistent. Very,
but
he has
coming into
never
this
been.
World Cup though, he's been the leading run
He was
scorer for South Africa for
he was
this year.
rolling coming into this tournament. He was
I mean,
rolling, so
yeah, but then
he
he's just come back.
he's gone back down. It's like
Yeah,
Pakistan, right? You don't know when he's going to show up, or if he shows up for a little, then he just disappears for a little. So it's a tricky one. I would keep him though.
you would keep him around. I
Yeah,
mean, he's a captain. You don't drop your captain
it
just like
would,
that.
unless he's really, really bad. He's not.
Yeah,
He's bad, but not that bad. And I think
and
just like Root, he can show up tomorrow and score a century.
I think one of the things, my observation is that he has. I mean, with Quinton de Kock playing so well, I think he can afford to take his time and bat properly. And,
Thank you. Take the time to
you
do it.
know, yeah. So he's no rush for him, but he
He's
seemed to
stuck in
want
his
to.
style.
Yeah, he wants to match him shot for shot, and
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
working out.
No,
So
and I think it's just, in my opinion, just a maturity thing that he's just not mature enough to say, okay, I'm the anchor role.
yes,
Let
he's
me
not.
anchor today. He doesn't believe he should anchor at
No,
any time.
he wants the spotlight just as much. But
Oh,
the cock, as we mentioned, he's been on a roll. 4 centuries already in this World
I
Cup. One
noticed. That's a
one
lot, eh?
more, just one more to match the Indian captain. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so if it will be fantastic if you can get it against them tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice.
So I think with India, what do you think? Like some people are comparing India's bowling attack to the West Indies of old, but I don't think it's there.
I think I'm not even sure how far along the way it is to getting there, but no, it's not. It's not. It's
No, I think
not even close
I
in my
mean
opinion.
it's a good attack, but
Yeah, it's
I
quite
guess
decent.
yeah, it's
Not
decent.
dominant either. They're just good. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
they're great. They're good though, and they're consistently good. So give them credit for that. But you know, I don't think they generate that much fear when
no,
they
they
step onto
don't.
the pitch. Like when the West Indies guys came out, it's like, oh my God, what are they going to do to me today? I think India
Exactly.
just you just know it's going to be you just got to be on your game when you're playing India. I don't think there's that much fear as what they had against the West Indies.
No, I don't think so. Not at all. And I've seen a lot of that on Facebook and stuff. They're trying to compare them. Even the commentators, when they talk, they speak about that. But I don't even think they're close,
Not even
personally.
close.
No,
I would even say they're on their way either. I think it's just a
no,
good,
they
solid
solid.
lineup that they have right now, and yeah, and I think they're doing
Yeah,
really well. So give them
yeah.
credit for that.
How could you compare Siraj with a Malcolm Marshall
Thank you.
or Mohammed Shami with a Holding?
Holding, it's like, what are they
you know,
talking about? It's not even
exactly.
close.
No, I don't think it's close. But yeah, the World Cup is going along the tables. As we said, India still number one, South Africa second, a matchup of 1 and 2 tomorrow. Australia in third, 8 points, and they've only played 6 matches. I don't know, so they have got a couple of matches left
Catch up,
still.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you've got New Zealand at fourth, hanging on just
Pakistan
by
at
run with Pakistan, and
yeah.
it's Afghanistan, the outside chance of upsetting it all.
Yeah, I doubt Afghanistan is gonna make it through. As always, I'm worried about Pakistan because they can just turn up and start winning games. But I think the top four probably likely will remain the top four.
I think so too. I mean, Afghanistan, I agree with you. I think it's a good story,
It is a
but
great story.
I don't believe they will make it to the semifinals.
They're not making it.
No, for
I
sure
mean,
not.
I'm sorry to call them out like that, but no,
Yeah, but no,
they're
they're
not
not.
making
Especially the teams that they have to
to
play
play
left and right.
exactly.
I can't see it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, the World Cup. Couple about a week or so before we know who's playing who in the semifinals. But interesting to see that a bunch of teams are still in
yeah.
contention. So
That's a surprise for me. I mean, you have three teams on the bubble that may get in. It's like, oh my God, we're coming down to the business end of stuff, and it's still not decided yet. So, which is good. Makes the games interesting over the next week.
Yeah, before we talk about the West Indies Super 50, earlier this week India was playing against Sri Lanka, and Jason called me. he said he said I thought Canada would have been off the good get record would get wiped out, but it didn't because Canada has the lowest score in a World Cup game, and India was had Sri Lanka on the ropes, bowled them out for 55.
I saw that. It was a
But
demolition, a
it
total
was
demolition.
total demolition. So I said, yeah, I was hoping Canada's name get off those books too.
You don't want to look at that record
But
book and see Canada right there.
Canada, no, you don't want to see that at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's the second time that they bowled them out. The last time they played, they bowled them out for 50,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then now. But I don't think anybody will ever break that record because Canada was bowled out for 36 against Sri Lanka.
It's gonna be hard to.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe they need to get Argentina or something there, but yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
It's,
Maybe maybe if they open it up to 20, 30 teams, and
yeah, yeah. That's
you'll
the
see
only
some
time.
very low scores. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, for sure. But yeah, if we go into the West Indies Super 50, and that is shaping up, Roger, onto interesting to
yeah.
see how because Guyana this earlier this week lost to this West Indies academy team, and
The academy and the combined campuses. I mean, they've been pretty solid.
they've been solid. And if you look at the tables now, the top four, we've got Leeward Islands and then Trinidad and
Trinidad.
Tobago,
Yeah.
Barbados. Leeward Islands 42-42, Trinidad, Barbados 37, West Indies Academy 33, and combined campuses 27, and Guyana's 25. But if you look at it, combined campuses played 6 games, two and two, two rained out, and
Hmm.
Guyana's 3-2-1. But they're still ahead of Guyana because of this bonus point
Bonus
system,
points. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm not sure I'm even a big fan of this bonus point.
I, I, I don't even know how to word it, but I think it's nonsense to use bonus points. But I mean,
Yeah, it's like it's points
I'm
for a
not.
win, not bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this bonus
makes
points thing. I mean, I guess they're trying to make it interesting and whatever, but I can't agree with it.
no, I can't agree with either. I really can't agree with it. To get bonus points, I think guys should be aspiring to make centuries and get
Yeah.
5 wickets and stuff. So I don't believe in this bonus points. You win or you lose, and that's how it should be.
Exactly. That's how it
It's,
should be. If you want to give
it's,
somebody a bonus for the game for what they did in the game, sure, give
hmm
him the bonus or give
yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
but not make it points that affect the table.
no, because a team is going to finish with more wins, but then end up out of
End
the
up losing.
playoffs because
You're
yeah,
winning the games but losing on the table. It makes no
yeah,
sense at all.
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jamaica played this week and they
But they're
looked
still
good.
playing. I thought they kicked them out.
No,
I
they're
thought they sent
still
them back
there.
home and said, "Go figure out how to play cricket and come back."
No, not yet. They looked actually pretty good.
The
Bonner
last game,
scored a 971, but then
the last
I
game they
was
did.
looking forward to see, but rain came down. So
Yeah, Trinidad
it's,
didn't. But I mean, I think I mentioned to you that I think Bonner is going to start stepping up again, and I think I've seen that. I think he's what 74 here or something like that. So
yeah,
he's looking decent again. I'm not sure if they're going to call him back, but it has also proven your point that Jermaine Blackwood should and has to go now because he
yes,
has done absolutely nothing. But Ravman Powell has uh, not done much,
he,
but I think he had a 40 something here.
he had
So
a good 48 in that game. He was
yeah,
looking pretty good. I was hoping that he
he's,
went on to get a bigger score, but
I
he didn't.
was hopeful too. I hope
And the
so.
person that I'm looking to see do well is Andrew McCarthy, but I don't think Jamaica's settled on a position from here for him yet.
Which I
He's
found
not.
surprising. I mean, yeah, use the guy to his strength, please.
Yeah,
Kurt McKenzie didn't do much. I don't know. A lot of
McKenzie.
Jamaicans just didn't do.
Yeah, Kirk McKenzie is not in the last team actually,
No,
and he was another one that everyone is looking for a lot from
a
him.
lot of people thought this would be a chance for him to show up,
Mhm.
and he didn't to the point where he's not even playing. So I don't even know. I don't
Yeah,
even know.
I think Jamaica has to look at their cricket and see
They have a lot
where
of
they
names
go.
coming in. I remember I said on paper they look decent, and on
Yeah,
paper
they
they still look
yeah
good.
they
But
did.
what they 0-5 now?
Oh and five, yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing anything. But I think Trinidad, to me, I think has the best combination. And I mean, I'm a little surprised to see how many centuries actually are being scored in the competition this year.
Yeah, quite a lot of centuries have been scored for real, and Trinidad is actually getting stronger because Evan Lewis has gone out with an injury, but he's been replaced by Puran.
That's a good
So,
replacement.
so that's a good replacement there, and
Very good replacement.
a lot of centuries, as you said, been scored.
Yeah.
And these guys, Justin Graves, he's looking good for the Leeward.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he wasn't on my radar. I'm not sure if he was on yours, but he stepped up big time. What is it? A century and then like a 98 or something
He's made 98 and 100 the game before, and
before.
then
Yeah, yeah.
so three consecutive scores over 50.
50. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
I mean, I'm not saying I don't know the guy, but I didn't know the guy that I'm seeing now. I mean, this is a guy who
he
looks like he
was
knows what he's doing out there.
he was actually picked first as a all-rounder bowler batter, batting in the middle order, and then
Yeah,
he said that the Leeward Islands coach Stuart Williams told him he's got to be flexible and consider opening the batting, and he's had
look,
success since
look
he's
at
done
him
that.
now. Look
Yeah,
at him now.
and he
Wow.
is doing well. I think if I'm not mistaken, did he play one game for the West Indies?
I 80. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I thought he
No,
was on the 80
actually,
or
he
some
played three ODIs for West Indies,
for the
but he
West Indies.
didn't do
Okay,
well. 20,
okay,
29 runs total.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so he didn't do well. So, but now he stepped up, and
Now he's the
that's
man.
yeah, he's on a roll.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
but the games today are no games today, Roger, because rain, and that's another thing's been affecting Trinidad a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I wouldn't call it hurricanes, but a lot of tropical storms and tropical disturbances over that side. So it's been challenging for the games to be played.
Yeah. So anyway, in the interest of time, we will just quickly get through the news and notes, which is about West Indies A women. They came back from behind and beat Pakistan 2-1 in that
Impressive.
ODI series. Very impressive.
Very good.
And Kitishan Claxton, actually, she was the player of the match in the final game. She had 4 for 19. So
Yeah, I saw
happy to
that.
see that. And they now focus on a Tri Nation series with Pakistan A, West Indies A, and Thailand emerging team. And Thailand has come on well with women cricket. They have decided to focus on women's cricket and not pay too much attention to the men's at the moment. So they're doing very
Good move.
well.
Good move.
Yeah, they've been to two World Cups. So yeah,
There
good
you
for
go.
them.
That's a good
Yeah,
call.
definitely. So I think that's it for me for cricket, and we can now discuss some track and field and some soccer.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So lots happening off the track in track and field. As I said, not much happening on the track. I mean, on the track or really on the roads. This weekend is the New York Marathon, and surprisingly, the favorite to win is a Canadian, Cam Levins, who about one award winner when he was at college in the U.S. and he said he's determined to lower his Canadian, which actually is a North American record of
Hmm.
2:05, 2 hours and 5 minutes, and he's confident he's gonna get the victory. So it's not something you see a lot, Ingle, as you know. Every
The
marathon you see is
Canadian,
somebody from Africa
yeah,
winning. Now to see going in as the favorite, I mean, it's a huge thing here. I mean, the New York Marathon can be a little tricky because there's a few little hills in the middle of it, I think. But I don't know what your thoughts are. I mean, I've always had a lot of respect for him, and I think he's going to be very special in this thing. But I'm actually feeling that he's going to win.
you think he's gonna win?
I think he's going to win the race tomorrow.
Okay, but there was also there's a there's a giddy I think from Kenya who's
And yeah,
well that's the female side, right?
female says, yeah, good
Yeah,
day.
she's
Yeah,
running for them. But there's another African guy.
yeah. I forget his
And
name now too. Yeah, no, he's going to get competition. But I
yeah,
think when Cam is on his game, he can be very, very dangerous. And I mean, the fact that he has dropped down from like 214 to as far 208 and now 205, he's showing that he's good. And every time he runs these days, he's been becoming consistent again. So I'm hopeful that he can show that he's up there with them. Not gonna be the top two, but I think he's gonna be maybe good enough to be in the top five at the
in
Olympics
top
next
five.
year. Yeah, but I think he can win tomorrow.
I'd be happy if a Canadian can win because I
Oh,
think a few of the marathons he has broken his record,
yeah,
Canadian record.
And it's not only a Canadian record; it's now a North American record.
That's
So
North American. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So he has dropped it so low that it's North American record now. So
Wow.
I mean, he's 34 and he seems to have matured to be a really, really good marathoner. In college, 5,000 on those distances, he was great. As I said, won the Bowerman Award, so the top college athlete in his time. So it's good to see. They're good to see. Always good to see a Canadian on top. So let's see if he can find a way to
Definitely.
win this. So
We'll be happy to see him win and
uh, definitely happy to see.
continue. Yeah.
But talking about Canadian, there's this 11-year-old Canadian, Sawyer Nicholson. Now it's a she. She clocked
Mm.
17 minutes 28 at the Niagara Falls 5K as part of the Niagara Falls Marathon weekend. So 11, I said it. No, remember now 11. So she breaks the 5K world single age record while doing that, but she was also the outright winner of the race. So she's 11, running a 5K with big people. And
Mm-hmm.
she not only breaks the world record, she wins the race by over a minute. So I think
And
we got to stand up.
this is with adults.
Yes, yes, yes,
Wow.
yeah. So I think we need to sign her, Ingle. We need to sign her.
Yeah, you need to Roger. Your
She's a
agents need
superstar
to
in the making.
the agency need to go and get her quickly.
Quickly, get her
Yeah.
in quickly. So
Yeah.
let's see how her career. But kudos to her for doing that. Some a couple of Jamaicans now. Rashawn Clark, he's under 20, and he's among the three finalists for the 2023 Men's Rising Star Award from World Athletics, as one of the best under 20 athletes in the world this year because he broke the world record for the 400 meters hurdles, running 47:23. So kudos to him. But the
Mm-hmm.
other finalist, he's going up against Arian Knighton from the USA, who everybody knows, and Emmanuel Wanyani from Kenya, who's an 800 runner, who also was very successful this year. So not sure if he's going to win,
Um, is
but
Knighton a rising star?
I thought he was a rising star 3 years ago.
That's what I thought. Like,
But
no, okay.
I don't know why
So,
they call it rising star. I think they should just call it juniors for people under 20
yeah.
because he's not a
Okay.
rising star. Everybody
Wow.
knew this guy from like for the last 3 years. So let's see what he does. And we have seen in some strange news. So sprint hurdler Ronald Levy from Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
met him a few years ago in Germany. Nice guy, very pleasant, very quiet, big guy, works hard. He got up this morning and saw the news all over the sports max and everywhere saying that some hurdler from Jamaica tested positive. And he did something that not many athletes do. He came out and says, yes, the news is about him.
Mm-hmm.
He took a test last month. Regular like always, he expected it to come back the same way, and he's stunned, bewildered, and confused as to what is happening because he said he hasn't done anything differently, and now suddenly he's positive, and
Yeah.
they said he's filled up with all these drugs. So, um, I find it really strange that this is happening, but let's hope for him. He's asked for the B sample, so let's see if the B sample confirms it. But when you get the A sample, I think it's a little unfair to the athlete to have this big media announcement about the A sample because sometimes if the B sample is not confirming it, then it's canceled. So I
Right.
think they should wait until the B sample before they start putting people's names out there because going forward, every time you see him, you're gonna have that thing in your head that oh, is he a doper and got away?
Yes. I
So
agree with that. You
I think they
shouldn't say anything until it's totally confirmed.
confirmed. Yeah, they gotta
And
be a little more responsible, I think. So
yeah.
but let's see what happens to him. He's now 31. The only thing I would say, he just changed camps. He was coached by Stephen Francis at MVP, and he moved over to Walcott over there in Elite, where Shelley Fraser is. So he would be training with Broadbell. So I'm not sure what is going to happen for him, but as I said, met him, nice guy. So I hope the best that this is just not
Mm,
true for his sake.
I hope not.
I
Yeah.
hope it's not true. Let's talk a little bit about the Pan Am Games. So Canada is doing fairly well. They have 6 medals so far. Sarah Mitten won the shot put as expected easily. Philbert from Quebec, he dived over the line, Ingle. I mean, it was a Canadian
Mm,
1-2 in that 1,500 meters. And talk about refuse to lose. He was coming second, and he was not going to come second. So he actually dove over the line to win that. So, but it
to
was a
win.
Canadian
Wow.
1-2 with him and Heppenstall. So kudos to them for that. But they have 2 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze. But as you mentioned, you said someone from St. Kitts was a
Yeah.
medalist as well, right?
Yes, Nadal Bunton. He was a 200-meter
Medalist.
bronze medalist. Yeah.
Yeah. So kudos to St. Kitts putting
Yeah. So
themselves on the medal table.
Yeah.
Always good to see the young Caribbean nations coming up and doing stuff. So kudos to him. From a Jamaica perspective, we saw Mr. Hyde himself coming up in the 400-meter hurls. And
Mm-hmm.
Jaheel Hyde, he secured Jamaica's first goal because Jamaica has not sent a strong team and they haven't really been doing well. They only have 3 medals. So Hyde has won the 400-meter hurls last night, clocking 49.19. And they also have two bronze medals as well, from Frederick Dakers and somebody else. Can't remember who exactly now in the field. So yeah, Jamaica hasn't really done well in the Pan Am Games, but most countries are not there. At the moment, Brazil tops the table with 7 gold, 8 silvers, and 3 bronze medals, and I think US is like third or fourth with 14 medals. So I think it's just a quiet thing. As I say, the timing isn't great. So let's see what happens as it goes forward. If somebody else can get their names as a medalist at the Pan Am Games, because it still goes on your resume. It doesn't matter who showed up or didn't show
It's
up.
still, yeah, exactly.
Still on your resume. So it's a bunting there. You can't ask him a question. He's a bronze medalist at the Pan Am Games.
He's a
So
blonde medalist, yes.
yeah,
He's
history
joined
will
some big names, Kim
exactly.
Collins
There you go.
and
History kind of say that.
Antoine Adams, I think,
Yes,
the other
Anton
two who
Adams.
won. Yeah,
Yeah, so his name is there. I mean, and he's a newbie, so you just never know. You just never
it's,
know.
he's
We'll
new
see.
to me too. I didn't even know about him until I
Yeah,
saw the
God's
one.
name, yeah,
Yeah.
I can tell you that. All right, so that's about it for track and field right now.
One
As I awards,
one thing in track I noticed what's her name? Castor
Semenya, yeah,
Semenya, yeah. She's launched a book,
yes,
but I think
she's going after
she's
the
yeah,
authorities.
she's going, yeah.
Yeah, she's going hard after the authorities, and let's see if she. You know what? I met her, and I don't think a sweeter person you could ever meet, Ingle, to tell the truth.
Right.
Very, very pleasant, easy to talk to, so relaxed. She's comfortable in her own skin. I hope whatever
Yeah.
she's going after, she wins. I think she just got a raw deal. She didn't do anything, and I think she's always been innocent coming in. But I think innocent in her mind that she's just being herself. But sports is not made up that way based on the things that she has. So this is going to be interesting to see. But
It
I'm
will be.
supporting her.
Yeah. Yeah, her book is The Race to Be Myself, and it's
Yeah,
on Amazon. So I think I'm gonna check it out and
check it
get a
out. Take a
copy.
read. Yeah,
Yeah, and
not a
because
bad read.
for sure.
Not a bad read. All right, in some soccer news now. We spoke about it last week, and we were saying maybe it's not the right thing to do, but they did it anyway. Lionel Messi, he wins a
Yeah.
record-extending eighth Ballon
Eight.
d'Or. Eighth
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or. So, oh boy, he's the man of them all men.
I
So
guess
kudos to him.
it's all because of the World Cup.
World
I
Cup.
guess.
He won the
Yeah.
World Cup. Spain's Bon Mati, she takes the women's trophy. She led them to the World Cup as well. So, you know what? If you can take your country to win the World Cup and be the star for that for your country, then for sure, it's
Mhm.
hard to say you're not the best player in the world. So,
Yeah.
kudos
It
to
is.
them. Kudos to them. In other news, Saudi Arabia. So there's always been this talk about Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and the two crown princes are competing against each other to see who can outdo each other. And now Saudi Arabia, they said they're the sole bidder to
Yes.
host the 2034 World Cup.
Australia pulled out, right?
Australia pulled out, said I can't bother with this. So it's
Yeah.
it's all Saudi Arabia. So you know, a couple World Cups from now, people are going to be heading over to Saudi Arabia to watch. So I know they're very happy because, as you know, they've spent a lot of money in sports recently. You know,
Hmm.
they've bought a few English Premier League teams. They've bought teams in France. They've introduced Live Golf. You know, they've brought all these players to Saudi Arabia's soccer league. So they're calling it sports washing. So
Yeah. It's,
you know,
it's,
so to have the World Cup is going to be the crown in their castle right now. So kudos to them. 2020, 2034 FIFA World Cup, Saudi Arabia. In some other quick news here, we have Christine Sinclair, Canadian legend in soccer. As you know, she retired and she says she's going to play 4 games in Canada to end her career. The first game was played in Montreal. Canada lost 1-0 to Brazil, but then they came back in Halifax yesterday, and
mm,
apparently it was freezing in England. It was zero
yeah.
degrees. It was cold
Yes.
over there.
Yeah.
Of course Canada is going to beat Brazil because Brazil can't handle the cold. But only kidding. Well, no,
Yeah.
Canada had a good
I
game,
agree. Two
and
nothing was it?
and they won 2-0. So kudos to them.
Did she score? I didn't even check the scores.
No, she didn't. She didn't. But
Okay.
she came on in the 70th minute, so she's not
Mhm.
starting anything. She's just coming on to
Right.
say goodbye, I think. So she
Sure.
has two more games to go, and it's good that they're doing that because she deserves as much accolades and the support and love that is out there because she is truly a legend and a superstar in world soccer, not just
Mm,
Canadian soccer. So two more games to go. So let's see how she does in that. Outside of that, we saw Manchester United. I mean, apart from being hammered by Manchester City easily last weekend,
nice weekend,
they
yeah.
got knocked out of the Carabao Cup that they're defending champions for, beaten by Newcastle 3-0 again. So now Coach Hentag is under pressure to get fired because he's not doing anything. We'll see. But Arsenal also lost 3-1 to West Ham, and they're knocked out as well. So some big names getting knocked out of this Carabao Cup
Yeah.
over there in England.
And Marcus Rashford getting a lot of stick for having his birthday party after.
Yeah, so you got hammered, and you should
Yeah.
go home and cry, and he decided to go party.
But he said it was his birthday and he had already planned it. So,
He's doing what he wants to do for himself. I mean,
yeah,
I think he should be able to separate the two, in my
I think
opinion.
so too. But they said he apologized and they've accepted it. So move
Yeah,
on.
it's not a good look, but I don't think they should have given him a hard time. But again, the
I
media
don't think so
blows
either.
blows things
Yeah.
up. But the coach said he disagreed with what Rashford did.
Hmm.
But you know what? It's my birthday. I plan my birthday months in advance, not wait
Exactly.
on a match result to figure out what I do with my birthday. So I agree with Rashford. Go enjoy yourself. Nothing to do with the game that you just lost. But it's not a good look, though, I will admit.
No.
And the final thing is Jamaica Football Federation, who is under a lot of pressure based on how they've been handling this coaching, the coach that they fired and can't find a coach, and the women's national team. But they've decided to keep former assistant coach Xavier Gilbert as the head coach for the upcoming two games. So he got interim head coach for two games. Now he's got interim head coach for two more games.
Tomorrow.
They play on the 29th against Guatemala. I mean, against Panama, and then December 3rd against Guatemala. And if they win those two games, they can go through to the Gold Cup. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Reggae Girls A team actually shows up and stop this fight that they have with JFF and just come out, win some games, and go on to the Gold Cup because it would be huge for them and the country if they can do that. So next few weeks are going to be interesting to see what's happening there.
Yeah, I think Jamaica they'll get it settled down and hope they do soon and
I hope they do soon.
get
As soon
back
as
to
possible.
their
Get right
how they
down to
played in the
business.
World Cup and back
Yeah,
down to
get right down
business.
to
Yeah.
business. Yeah, for
But
sure.
just before we get off. Manchester United were the early winners this morning. Get over Fulham.
Yeah, I think they got a good talking
Mm,
after losing 3-love on Sunday and then 3-love on
yeah,
Wednesday. So what more can you do? Your coach is going to get fired if you don't start winning.
yeah. And I think for me, I should stop watching Chelsea's men and focus on the women because they gave a 6-0 hammering to Aston Villa this morning.
Aston Villa, yeah. So the women
Yeah,
is a
they're
really
three
good team.
points clear now at the top of the table.
Yeah, you can
So
support the women.
yeah,
Still support the men. They
you
have a
can
little way
still
to go,
support them. Yeah,
but
but
they're not
yeah,
close right now.
no,
They're out of the top 10.
they're in 11th position, which isn't
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
but
So we'll
we'll
see.
see. Okay, we
Yeah,
come to the end of another show. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, the rest of your day, whatever you plan to do. Lots of sports to watch. The final round of the golf Worldwide Technology Golf Championship final round today.
yeah.
Um, the Panam Games on TV today, or
Final
is it?
games on TV today. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it is CBC.
CBC. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you can watch Panam Games. World Cup cricket is still ongoing. England and
Cricket is still
Australia,
going for sure.
and
Anything
England
we
112 for four, so
Oh,
struggling now.
they're struggling now. They're struggling
Yeah,
now, which I
so
thought expected. So let's see. But yeah, the marathon is on tomorrow, New York. Let's see if Cam Levins can do that. So yeah, lots of sports going on, and the NBA is always out there. Let's see if we can see these young kids doing something great. So beautiful time. And England, I must say, I look outside and the sun is actually coming out. So it's shaping up to be a beautiful day in
and
Toronto.
here it's
I can see the sun in the background of you
you can
too. So
see
you're
it.
getting the sun too.
Yeah,
Now it's no longer dark. We're
for
both getting
sure.
sunshine to finish
Yes.
up the show. So beautiful, beautiful way to end the show.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Have a fantastic weekend, everyone.